Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Tuesday that the main goal of Moscow's military operation in Ukraine is to help people in the Donbass region. Russian-backed separatists have been fighting Ukrainian forces there since 2014.
Its goals are absolutely clear, and they are noble. The main goal is to help people in Donbass.
In a rare public appearance in the Russian Far East, Putin said the special military operation in Ukraine is necessary because the United States was using Ukraine to threaten Russia, including via the NATO military alliance. He said that Moscow had to defend Russian-speaking people in Ukraine from persecution.
On the one hand, we are helping and saving people, and on the other hand, we are simply taking measures to ensure the security of Russia itself. It's obvious that we had no other choice. That was the right decision.
Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer said in Moscow on Monday that his meeting with Putin did not leave him optimistic after he arrived seeking either an end to the conflict or humanitarian solutions for civilians.
I generally have no optimistic impression that I can report to you from this conversation with President Putin. The offensive in eastern Ukraine is evidently being prepared en masse.
Hundreds of small explosive devices were found scattered over a residential area in Kharkiv on Monday night.
I'm shocked. Some scoundrel has pushed that button and dropped mines on our two-story buildings. What are they looking for here? There are no military objects here, only two-story chicken coops.
Demining engineers were employed in the area to detonate the explosives remotely. They said the devices were banned as anti-personnel mines by the 1997 Ottawa Treaty to reduce civilian casualties.
It has a self-destruct timer. It's set from 3 to 40 hours. Here are the ones which exploded. They have dropped them on civilians. It is forbidden.
Ukrainian officials called for civilians to flee, and in the eastern city of Slavyansk, residents boarded trains to safety on Monday. But one resident said people are afraid to travel by train after a missile hit a train station on Friday, resulting in at least 57 victims.
The flow of people has decreased by many times. Before, the railway stations were completely jammed. You couldn't go through, you couldn't drive through. Now, as you can see, the stations are empty, and we can easily get on. 100 or 200 people are here. That's not many at all.
Meanwhile, Ukraine invited French forensic investigators to the site of a mass grave in the town of Bucha. They hope the involvement of foreign experts will prevent Russia dismissing allegations its troops committed war crimes there.
Today you were witnesses when we digging out the 3 bodies of family. Witnesses told that it was a woman and her 2 kids. We don't know who are they. We will identify them by our procedural possibilities and maybe with our French colleagues.
The French experts will help the Ukrainian authorities establish what happened to some of the 250 people whose bodies have been discovered in Bucha since it was retaken from Russian forces.
It's very important to have decisions of International Criminal Court or other international courts. That's why very important that investigators, experts from other jurisdictions can possibilities to come to Ukraine.
Ukrainian officials say hundreds of civilians have been found dead since Russia's withdrawal. The deputy mayor of Bucha has said 360 civilians were killed during the Russian occupation. The mass grave was at the site of a local church.
We couldn't get to the cemetery because they were shooting at cars. On March the 10th, the local government contacted us and asked if we minded to bury people here temporarily.
Dozens of mourners gathered on Tuesday in a cathedral in central Kiev to hold a final farewell for 2 Georgian soldiers killed in the fighting.
Today, we see our boys off on their last journey to Georgia so they can be buried in their homeland.
Fellow servicemen came to pay their respects to the 2, who died in the town of Izium in the Kharkiv region.
We were in hand-to-hand combat with the Russians. Then they covered us with mortar fire. A mine exploded in their trench and they died.
The major city of Kharkiv, close to the northeastern border with Russia, and the Kharkiv region have been under bombardment for weeks. Trevor Piper, NTD News.